months of high-speed air combat, James Jabara has just become America's first jet ace. But a massive air battle is still raging above him.
There was never an inclination in his mind to break off and go home just because he made ace. His job in Korea was to kill MiGs.
Jabara coaxes his Sabre to 20,000 feet. His wingman is nowhere in sight. With a hung tank and nobody watching his 6, he has 2 strikes against him.
There's a swirl of activity. There are MiGs, there are Sabres in the air. He looks forward and he sees 6 MiGs in the air above him. He immediately goes in the attack mode, just as you would expect him to, and he immediately goes for the trail aircraft, which is the smart thing to do, to pick them off one by one from behind.
Jabara's gun forts are blazing. The MiG formation scatters, but number 6 climbs straight ahead.
Jim was trying to close the gap, but of course the F-86 was slower than the MiG in a climb to begin with. With the hung tank, it was very slow, and this MiG could have easily gotten away.
But the MiG pilot makes a critical mistake and suddenly dives to the left. The maneuver plays right into the Sabre's strength. It's faster in a dive. Jabara draws a bead and pulls the trigger, shredding his enemy's engine. The powerless jet tumbles, his 6th kill. Suddenly, tracer fire envelops Jabara's canopy. The tables have turned. MiGs are on his 6 o'clock, closing in to avenge their fallen comrade.
Well, now Jabara has committed a couple of cardinal sins. Don't engage if you can't drop your tank. Don't engage if you don't have a wingman. Don't fixate on the target. And that's exactly what he's done in this case.
James Jabara realizes that his quest to become a jet ace could cost him his life. May 20th, 1951. Captain James Jabara is running for his life from 2 MiG-15s. He pulls hard to the left, attempting to throw his attackers off. Glowing 37 and 23 millimeter tracers smoke past the right side of his F-86. Jabara pushes his J-47 jet engine to full power. 5,200 pounds of thrust. But the hung wing tank limits his speed to 500 miles per hour. 100 miles per hour less than the MiGs. What's worse, it handicaps his turning ability.
With that tank and the slower speed, Jim was a sitting duck.
He pulls hard, hits his speed brakes, pulls his speed brakes in, reverses, turns hard the other way, rolls out, accelerates, turns, doing this just to momentarily break up the gun-firing solution from the MiGs.
The enemy pilots are padlocked on his tail.
He is meat on the table, and unless something happens, Jabara's 6th kill will be his last kill.
Luckily for Jabara, something does happen. American pilots Mo Pitts and Rudy Howell happen upon the scene. The Sabres are here. The MiGs are here, behind Jabara. The Americans will dive quickly to close the gap and knock the MiGs off Jabara's tail. At jet speeds, they'll have mere seconds to accomplish their goal.
Pitts and Hawley roll in behind the MiGs. One of the MiGs pulls off. But the flight leader MiG is not so eager to get out of there.
MiG leader lines up his shot. but Holly is in position. His M3 machine guns roar to life. The MiG smokes, breaks for home. The Americans' slashing attack has worked. Pitts and Holly form up with Jabara and escort him home. As Jabara taxis in, he finds a crowd waiting for him.
It was a great day. We had our first jet ace, and we had a big celebration on the ramp, carried him around.
Jabara is awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross. After his 123rd mission, he is sent home to a hero's welcome. He returns to Korea in 1953 and adds an astonishing 9 more MiG kills to his tally, becoming one of only 2 triple aces during the war.
Jabara was the first jet ace that the U.S. Air Force had. And this was a major triumph and a major accomplishment. He would be the first of many during that war, and he led the way.
Jabara's historic achievement sets the bar for every American fighter pilot in Korea. With each new fighter sweep, Sabre pilots clamor for enemy encounters. They can't be the first jet ace, but with a little luck, they can be the second. First Lieutenant Hoot Gibson is one of these men.
I could hardly wait. I was ready to go fight. I'd trained for 6 years to do this.
June 18, 1951. Less than 1 month after James Jabara's ace-making encounter, First Lieutenant Hoot Gibson heads into North Korea on combat air patrol. The confident 26-year-old pilot has yet to be credited with a confirmed kill, but he's aggressive and has superb mastery of jet combat tactics.
I had a lot of fighter time and a lot of experience simulating dogfighting. We thought we could whip anything, anybody in any airplane.
Heading west toward the China Sea, Gibson spots glints at 3 o'clock high. MiGs. Gibson is here with a formation of 18 American Sabres. 50 MiGs are here, 3,000 feet above, at 3 o'clock. The MiG's higher service ceiling means they can choose when and where they want to fight. Outnumbering the Sabres nearly 3 to 1, the MiGs dive in. The Americans turn to engage the enemy head-on. Gibson throttles up. His Sabre covers 1 mile every 7 seconds. The jets merge in the blink of an eye.
I started climbing right turn to try to be above them and maneuver to the rear of them.
Hoot and his wingman swing in behind